This video's made for adult collectors because, hey yo, check out this Power Miner set that I got recently. This just funneled itself into my local comic shop and I love it. I'm so happy to have this thing. You know, I completely forgot until just now. I have the bigger Yolopark Prime of the, not the like IIES like massive one, but the big like perfect grade almost model kit. And it's kind of surprising how different they are because the torso is a little bit wider on this guy, but the lower legs are a tiny bit skinnier down by the feet, and you know, the arms are these arms have more detail on them than these. It's just kind of neat. This thing is still really cool though. I'm keeping this. I like it a lot, even if it is a little wibbly because it's a model kit. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of getting tired of the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime design. Not because it's bad, because I think the design itself is cool, I like it. I just think it's kind of oversaturated at this point. Everyone and their mother has made a Bumblebee movie Prime in such a short span of time that it's kind of lost the cool factor for me. That sense of awe and, wow, they did a G1 live action Prime well, just kind of fizzled out. Like every licensed and unlicensed third-party company churned out a Bumblebee movie Prime at some point. However, I'm pretty satisfied with this one, and honestly, if you really want a good Bumblebee Prime, then I think this one takes the cake out of all the ones that I've messed with. Even if I've grown tired of the design itself, I still really like this interpretation for how much it costs. This was sent over by Yolopark. They've got a wide range of Transformers products I will link below, and if you use code TOYGUY, you can save 5% off of your order, excluding the AMK Pro guys. Sorry. They also sent over a bunch of their regular AMK guys I will touch on in a bit, but the main focus here is Optimus, and he looks great. This is a pre-production copy, but I believe everything here is actually final. Tolerances and all that, because he came in his retail box. Anytime I get a pre-production sample from them, it comes in a white box, but not this one. It came in the actual final packaging. They really do just knock it out of the park every time with the finish on these figures. Oh yeah, you build this, by the way. Not like the clipping things off of a sprue, but more like this Fire Lord. Oh god, I forgot how much this set sucks. I know there's gonna be someone in the comments who is like, oh, don't disrespect my goat Fire Lord or whatever. This set looks cool, and if you like it, that's great. I don't like it because these bits of structure literally stress themselves. Like, this is not designed well. These are so stiff that they stress these pieces. In my previous Fire Lord, all of this cracked. I like all the weathering along the figure, but I do kind of wish there was a bit more on the legs. Like, there's some in the blue, but there could be more in the blue. There is such an intense level of detail along the legs, in the torso, and inside the elbows. I especially love the gearing, the wires, and the pulleys in the arms, along with the piping on the side and the gearing in the actual, like, elbows itself. The torso does feel a bit on the slimmer side at the top, mimicking the proportions of their bigger IIES version. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a downscaled and simplified version of that. The back looks great, and it does the whole spine extending thing with the ab crunch. That's so satisfying. What's also satisfying is the thigh armor, because it moves when you bend the knee. That's always a win. It really helps sell the robotic factor of this. It's one of the reasons I like Master Grade Gundam so much. Head sculpt is nice. The eyes seem a little bit too small, but the rest of the head looks great. I love all that detail in the mask. I just put the LEDs in his head, and I discovered something very funny, and I need to show you. Are you ready? You're not ready for this. Bald Optimus Prime. Bro's got no hairline anymore. He is bald. Technically he's scalped, but that's too gruesome. He's bald. It's also a heavy figure because there's a lot of die cast in this guy, especially in the lower body because he has a nice solid base and won't tumble over. There is a matrix chamber opening, blah, 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 blah. That's how you say the word opening. Opening this up reveals a tiny matrix inside that does come out, but is so hard to remove. It can also extend out a bit, which I believe is a thing the IIES did version. What? It can also, wow, I need to slow down. It can also extend out a bit, which I believe was a thing the IES version could do with gears and all that, but as far as I can see, there's no gearing inside the torso to kind of pull it forward unless I'm doing something wrong. Okay, apparently, if you pull on this, that happens. It just extends. That wasn't in the instructions. What? You could just do that and the matrix comes out. I'm discovering this now for the first time. That's actually really cool. I didn't know it could do that. Never mind, I'm a bit stupid. There, it's right there. It says it right there. I thought it was at the end where all the gimmicks and stuff are described, but no, it's in the middle of the instructions. I just missed it. But you can do this. Ooh, it's out of focus. Ooh, look at that. He's pumping his matrix at you. Okay, put that away up. We don't need to see that. The instructions are great though. They even provide a map with all the metal parts to show you where it all is. That's cool. He comes with the usual affair of gun, axe for some reason, and a stand with a bendy wire and light up eyes activating via a magnet, a bigger magnet than you usually get with these guys. But you also get this extra tray that comes with some alternate parts. Yes, you can do Earth mode, or Cybertron mode, and that's pretty sweet. For the remainder of this video, I'm going to leave the Cybertron parts on. There are also loads of extra hands, and the articulated hands are enormous. They are huge. I don't like them. I just leave the static ones on. You need them to hold like the axe and the gun, but otherwise visually the other hands look better. Okay, the other guys I mentioned, let's quickly run through some of these. They sent over their first 2 AMK Beast Wars figures. These guys the discount code works with, by the way. Primal and Dinobot look spot on. I have no complaints visually. They scream screen accuracy. I actually had some people confuse Primal for the Masterpiece one. Primal has spring-loaded flip-out guns, which is very cool, and Dinobot's stuff can spin, but part of me wishes it was like gear assisted or something to mimic Primal with his springs. And they've got your standard affair of alternate weapons, hands, faces, and eyes, blah, blah, blah. They also popped over Thundercracker and Skywarp. I haven't actually built Thundercracker yet, but they are essentially the same thing, and the same as the Starscream that came out a little while ago. Pretty nice articulated Seekers. They come in a 2-pack, so you have to buy them together. Maybe they'll sell them individually at some point in the future if you just want your favorite Seeker, but you buy them together. Back to Optimus though, the articulation. It's weird, but I don't think that's really Yolopark or literally anyone else who makes Bumblebee Movie Prime figures' fault. Because for a CGI model made at the last minute, sort of, it doesn't move very well in the movie. If you pay close attention to the joints, you can see him clipping through himself a lot. So translating that into a figure form is gonna be a bit strange. A lot of the Bumblebee Movie Prime toys that I have or have messed with have weird joint, not issues, but like oddities, I guess. This does do some things to get around that weirdness, but it is still there. The head and neck are both on ball joints, so you get a really nice range in that double jointed neck, so we can look up and down and tilt to your heart's content. The shoulders are universal, so they can rotate, and the shoulder pads move out in 2 places so that the arm can go all the way out. There is a bicep swivel, oh, and butterfly joints. Now here is where some things start to get weird. The elbows. You have to flip this section up to move the elbow, and it's a double joint, but you have to move the top part of the joint first before the second part. And any other Bumblebee Movie Prime I've messed with that isn't the Hasbro one has always had weird elbows like this, because the Hasbro one isn't accurate at all. There are ball joints at the wrist. The torso can shift left and right, and then you've got that epic ab crunch. The torso itself, though, is a little bit limited. The top and bottom rotate, but there's like a plate at the back that gets in the way. One thing I do want to note about the whole waist thing is that it does get a bit more than that. Not a lot, but a bit more than that. And the way to do that is you have to move every single hip skirt out of the way. So you have to shift these side sections here down. They're on double hinges. So you get them out of the way on both sides. Then you come to the back here and you shift these down too, because these are the plates that really bump into here. And then you get a bit more of a waist joint out of it. It's still not a full rotation, nor does it go as far as I would like, but you do get some more range, which is nice. It's just this plate here that gets in the way, and it doesn't come off. All the hip skirts can move out of the way, and this is another weird motion area. Because of how all of this is built, they don't really get out of the way super well, and again, a lot of other Bumblebee movie and even Rise of the Beast Prime figures have had this issue. But the hips can drop down for at least a full forward motion. You get backward motion and in and out. There is thigh rotation, that nice double bend with the shifting thigh panel, and an ankle tilt, ankle rocker, rotation, and a toe joint. It is an extremely posable figure. It's just the elbows, waisted hips are a bit strange and kind of limited a little bit for me. But this is definitely my favorite Bumblebee movie Prime figure because it's small enough not to take up a lot of space and just as detailed as a lot of the larger ones, and it's cheaper than those larger ones, even cheaper than Yolopark's bigger one. If you're a fan of this design, then I would highly recommend picking one of these up because I think it's a pretty cool representation of this version of Optimus, and I know a lot of people like this version of Optimus. But that's been my look at Yolopark Bumblebee Movie Prime. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.